Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, subscribe for all the tea. Kevin Federline is writing a tell-all, and Britney's fans are livid. He's calling it "You Thought You Knew" and promises it'll be extremely intimate and transparent. But here's the real tea. This comes just months after Britney made her final child support payment. After getting $40,000 a month for years, now suddenly he needs to write a book? One fan said it perfectly. Definition of a professional freeloader. Professional freeloader, y'all. So grab your popcorn because we're about to dive into this mess. So, August 7th, 2025, K-Fed drops this bombshell announcement. The book is called "You Thought You Knew," coming out October 21st. And listen to what he said in the press release. "I achieved my biggest dreams, dealt with crushing heartbreak, and endured constant ridicule, all while becoming the father my children needed as they experienced non-stop emotional turbulence." Non-stop emotional turbulence? Sir, you were getting $40,000 a month. That's almost $500,000 a year. The book promises to cover his working-class upbringing to his time as a professional dancer and, of course, his marriage to Britney and the media circus. He said, "If you've ever had questions, you'll find answers here." Questions about what? How to live off your ex-wife's money for 17 years? And get this, it's an audio-first release on something called Listen, a new platform nobody's ever heard of. Even the publisher sounds sketchy. The press release called him one of pop culture's most misunderstood figures. Misunderstood? We understood perfectly. You were a backup dancer who hit the lottery. Now let's talk about this timing, because it's not a coincidence. November 15th, 2024, Britney made her final child support payment of $10,000. She's been paying this man for 17 years. Let's do the math, y'all. She was paying $20,000 a month originally. Then in 2018, it went up to $40,000. Even after Sean turned 18, she was still paying $20,000 for Jaden. Total over 17 years, reports say around $5 million. $5 million! And now, less than a year after the gravy train stopped, suddenly he has a story to tell? Suddenly he needs to share his truth? One source told Daily Mail that losing the child support would leave a sour taste in Federline's mouth because he'd struggle to maintain his lifestyle. His lifestyle? He lives in Hawaii with his wife Victoria Prince and their kids. She works as a volleyball coach. What lifestyle requires $500,000 a year? Fans are calling it exactly what it is, a cash grab. One person tweeted, "It's been 20 years and Kevin Federline is still a broke loser." The fan reaction has been brutal, and honestly, they're not wrong. One fan said, "Finally, telling his story? Please, he can keep us waiting indefinitely for all we care." Another wrote, "He will milk the relationship he had with Britney till the end of time. I am tired of this man." Someone else commented, "The only interesting thing he did in his life was be married to Britney for like 5 minutes. How was he writing a whole book on this?" And my favorite, he's gonna sell 2 copies in his first week. 2 copies, one for him and one for his mom. They're calling him a professional freeloader who lived off Britney's child support for years without lifting a finger. Remember, this man was a backup dancer. He danced for Pink, Destiny's Child, and Justin Timberlake before meeting Britney. His biggest achievement before her was being in LFO's music video. He tried to have a rap career. Remember Popo Zao? It was so bad it became a joke. His album Playing with Fire was critically destroyed. But here's what really makes this disgusting. He's using their kids to sell this book. He said the book is about becoming the father my children needed as they experienced non-stop emotional turbulence. He's literally selling their trauma. Sean is 19 and Jaden just turned 18. They've been through enough. Their mom was in a conservatorship for 13 years. They were estranged from her for most of it. Just this past December, Britney reunited with Jaden after 2 years. She posted, "Best Christmas of my life," tears of joy and literally in shock every day. Things were finally getting better. Jaden moved back to California from Hawaii. They've been rebuilding their relationship. And now their dad is going to write about their emotional turbulence for money after already getting millions? Remember in 2022 when he leaked videos of Britney arguing with the boys? He's been exploiting their relationship for years. One fan said it perfectly. Now he's back trying to write a memoir to cash in on her name. It's honestly sad. Now, Britney hasn't directly responded to the book announcement, but she did post something interesting. The same day the news broke, she posted on Instagram encouraging fans to keep their heads held high and follow their hearts. Subtle shade? Maybe. She also announced she's writing 2 fiction novels. She said, "It is my first time writing 2 fiction novels. It is the best therapy I could ask for, literally life-changing." See the difference? She's creating new art. He's rehashing old drama. And remember, Britney already told her side in The Woman in Me, which came out in October 2023? It sold over 2.5 million copies in the US alone. She wrote about how their marriage ended because Federline was fame-hungry. She said he came home from a party once and she could tell he'd changed. She's been honest about their relationship. She didn't need to wait until the money ran out to tell her story. Let's not forget Kevin has 4 other kids, 2 with his current wife Victoria Prince and 2 with his ex Shar Jackson. Shar was pregnant with their second child when he left her for Britney. Pregnant. Their son Caleb was born in July 2004, just months before he married Britney. So this man has 6 kids total, and he's been living off Britney's money while raising all of them. One source said, the amount of money Britney has given Kevin is enough for any man to support an entire family, which is what she believes he has done. He moved the whole family to Hawaii in 2023. Some fans thought he was trying to exploit a loophole to extend child support, since Hawaii has different laws. His wife, Victoria, works as a volleyball coach at the University of Hawaii, so she's working while he's, what? Writing tell-alls? And what about how this affects his other kids? They have to see their dad trash-talking his ex-wife for money, the mother of their siblings? But here's what I'm wondering. What new information could he possibly have? They were married from 2004 to 2007, 3 years. And we saw most of it on their reality show, Britney and Kevin Chaotic. We saw the engagement after 3 months of dating, the surprise wedding, the 2 pregnancies back-to-back. We saw him trying to rap. We saw the fights. We saw everything. What's left to tell? Is he gonna talk about the conservatorship? He supported it. His lawyer said the boys backed Britney Spears. Is he gonna talk about the custody battle? We know he got full custody in 2008 when Britney had her breakdown. Is he gonna reveal private moments? That's just cruel after everything she's been through. One fan said, Kevin Federline lived off Britney for years. Now the payment stopped and suddenly he has a story? Please. The truth is, he has nothing new. He's just trying to squeeze the last drops of money from his connection to Britney. Listen, y'all, what do you think about this? Is Kevin Federline justified in writing this book? Or is this the ultimate cash grab from a professional freeloader? And more importantly, will anyone actually buy this book? Or is it gonna flop harder than his rap career? Because let's be real, Britney's memoir sold millions. His book is being released on some random audio platform nobody's heard of. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you Team Britney, or does K-Fed deserve to tell his side? And be honest, are you curious about what he has to say, or completely over it? If you enjoyed this breakdown of K-Fed's desperate attempt to stay relevant, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and ring that notification bell. Because you know when this book drops and inevitably flops, we're gonna have to discuss it. Remember, child support doesn't last forever, but apparently the audacity does. Until next time.